Yo, what's good? Right on the border of France and Switzerland sits the biggest science experiment ever built. One huge underground ring, about 27 kilometers around and over 100 meters down. It runs beneath homes, businesses, and farms. Inside that ring, a long blue tube houses two pipes kept colder and emptier than outer space. Through those pipes, beams of particles smaller than atoms are fired in opposite directions. They are pushed faster and faster until they are almost at the speed of light. Then they smash together. Subatomic debris flies into massive detectors, and in those blips of data, scientists search for answers about the universe. This underground particle smasher took thousands of people from over 100 countries, years of planning and construction, and billions of dollars. The first beam that ever circled the Large Hadron Collider was called a historic moment. The first step toward recreating the earliest moments after the Big Bang and unlocking the secrets of reality itself. But here is where the tension explodes. Some people say the scientists are trying to open a portal. Others joke about breaking the simulation. A few warn about dangers like microscopic black holes, wormholes, and timelines shifting. In the echo chamber of the internet, theories multiply. Everything from the Mayan calendar and the end of the world to weather manipulation, earthquakes on command, and even a gateway to hell gets thrown into the mix. At the same time, there is the straightforward science goal people point to. The idea is simple to describe and insanely hard to do. Smash particles together at almost light speed to probe what holds matter together. In that mix are words like antimatter, dark matter, and the so-called God particle. The aim, as described by many, is to understand mass, structure, and the forces that shaped the early universe. Picture two arrows released at each other from far away and hitting tip to tip. That is the level of precision. Then there is the quantum angle that fuels fascination. In quantum mechanics, superposition means a system can be in multiple states until it is measured. Think of Schrödinger's cat, both alive and not, until the box is opened. People latch onto that mystery and say these collisions might reveal particles that only exist for a split second. Some go further, claiming a glimpse of other dimensions would be possible if certain particles show up. Others counter that it is still about creating short-lived hadrons and studying known forces, not punching holes into reality. And yes, the micro-black hole story keeps coming back. Some speculate these collisions could make tiny black holes. The belief many scientists voice is that if any such microversions appeared, they would evaporate almost instantly or leave extremely weak traces. Critics reply with the obvious fear. If it has never been done before, how can anyone be sure there are no long-term consequences? That tension between pushing the boundary and fearing the unknown is exactly why this machine captures so many imaginations. Symbols crank the drama even higher. Viewers see a statue of Shiva at CERN and ask why the Hindu god of destruction stands there. Others point at the logo and claim it hides the number 666. Videos of strange dances and ceremonies go viral. Then come the explanations from people who work there. The Shiva statue was a gift from India, tied to the metaphor of the cosmic dance of creation and destruction, a nod to particle physics. He logo, they say, is a simplified schematic of particle accelerators and beamlines. The shocking ritual video beneath the statue was a prank filmed at night by people on site, not an actual sacrifice. The elaborate and bizarre performance with horned figures that everyone shares online was for the opening of the Gotthard Tunnel in Switzerland, not for CERN. The internet still calls it all connected. The scientists still say it is not. Here are bigger, wilder claims too. Some voices insist CERN expects to find other dimensions and open portals. Names are dropped. Quotes are cited. Then someone else says nothing happened on the eclipse day everyone hyped. Another person says timing shifts are real, bringing up reports that Earth's rotation is speeding up and that a negative leap second might be needed around 2029. They connect that to strange dreams, the Mandela Effect, and prophecies about days being shortened. Others push back and keep it grounded in measurement and physics. When the talk turns to antimatter, even insiders acknowledge it exists and that it can be created at CERN, but only for fractions of a second. That admission alone is enough to light up imaginations. Some bring in alleged stories about recovered technology, exotic elements, and future weapons. Others dismiss those as speculation and steer back to the collider's public goal: recreate conditions less than a billionth of a second after the Big Bang. Run protons at 99.9999999% the speed of light, slamming together hundreds of millions of times per second, and compare the results to predictions written down in the 1960s. In that world, the discovery of a particle that explains mass is the big win, not a cosmic doorway. Then a new twist enters the chat: a claim that CERN reported experiments transmuting lead into gold by stripping 3 protons from a lead nucleus. To some, that sounds like medieval alchemy reborn. To others, it is high-energy nuclear physics done in a collider beam. The idea of transforming one element into another, even briefly, pours rocket fuel on the legend. Add comparisons between ancient temple carvings and the geometry of detectors, plus the fact that several early quantum pioneers were deeply interested in Eastern philosophy, and suddenly timelines, locas, and the observer effect start trending again. So where does that leave you? With the world's largest machine running in a ring under 2 countries, with detectors capturing blips from the smallest debris anyone has ever seen, with a statue gifted in the spirit of science that some read as a warning, with viral rituals explained away as pranks or unrelated performances, with antimatter that flickers for moments and theories that stretch across the internet. Is this the edge of human knowledge pushing deeper into the fabric of reality, or the edge of human imagination spinning stories around symbols and streaks of light? When you look at that underground ring and everything people say about it, what do you think it is really opening?